G'day. So we are in Mount Isa today, and I'm going to cook a beef stew, I think it is, but it's buttermilk dumplings with a beef stew, and it's a really nice beef stew, and I'm just going to add a little bit of extra veg to it, and it'll feed us for probably 3 nights, so I'll freeze some for when we're back on the road. So if I get the lady out of her bag, check that out. That is not good. So this back piece does come off, you just gently do it, and when I made my katsu curry, I must have spilt it and not seen it. The difference of on road to home. So then just give that a good clean, both sides, and then it just clips back on. So there's lots of little clips, and it's just a way of keeping her nice and clean when she's back together. Seeing, nope, it's not picking me up. Bluetooth on. Well, shut the window, please. So there I am, and it's going to connect to me. It's connected. Yay! Now all my recipes will go ahead. Here, I'll go to my beak. Say hello, lady. It's going to take time. And today, there she is. So I'm going to do this one. Okay, I'm skipping the buttermilk dumplings to start with because I might make them tonight because they don't hold very well. So I'm just going across. So add some parsley, which it says the leaves only. I don't have fresh parsley, and the puff doesn't have any pinch. So I'm going to put that in there. Put the measuring cup on. Probably doesn't need this step. 3 seconds. Transfer. Okay. So she's going to want 2 onions, 2 brown onions, just cut in half. So this is an extra large brown onion, so I won't be probably putting 2 in. I do have another bit of onion in the fridge. So I will cut this one into quarters. Now what I've been advised, let's go get some more. Come skim. Okay. So to make things nicer, I'll show you one of the handy things that the TM6 has is the browning element, and you can hear it sizzling. So I'm just going to cut that in quarters. What else does it want? It wants 4 cubes of garlic. You know, when we're travelling, I've been told I've got to... Yeah, I'm not taking the paper off them with the leaves. They're only small. There you go. There's a few extras. So 30 grams of oil. I got that spot on. So 3 seconds. That was 3 seconds. I'm going to show you 3 seconds with all those big onions. And look at that. 3 seconds, guys. And if you don't want the paper from the big chunks, they just pop up to the top. Okay, so now it's going to scrape down the sides. On my magic spoon. Okay, so you just scrape down the sides. And put the cinnamon basket on and put it on for 3 minutes. Okay, I'll be back in 3. So I'm just going to cut the top steak up. Just going to sharpen the knife. This is a really, really cool knife sharpener. I did get it at the markets, but I know some of the butchers have them. It's a AccuSharp, and it's pretty cool because you protect your hand. But anyhow, it will get those shavings off, and it will just slice through this meat. So I'm using a chuck steak or a brisket or whatever it is. Any casserole meat is good because I'm going to do a slow cook. And that knife now is so sharp. Let's see if I hopefully don't cut myself because I can be a bit clumsy sometimes. I'll leave a little bit of the fat on, not much, it's a bit fussy, but it does cook well. Put it up nicely. Sassy's woke up, she can smell the meat. It's been really hard to get this kind of meat ready. So that's stopped. And as you can see, it's nice and hot. The onions are sauteed. I should have put them on browning, but I cut them before then. Sometimes if you don't cut the onions and like blend them up, you can just get more flavour by putting them on the browning mode, and it's pretty good too. Yes, this wasn't the piece of meat I absolutely wanted, but my knife is so sharp, it's just pulled that fat layer off so that I'm not having as much fat. I don't mind the fat, but not that sinew. So I'm going to cut this into chunks. So we'll get a nice chunky beef, add it in. Yep, You're seeing me do this live. We are in Mount Isa. If you don't know, my name's Diane. I am travelling with family, hubby and my sister and her husband, and we are hopefully heading to Uluru and then down to Port Augusta, South Australia. It's going to be great. We'll spend some great time down there as well. Okay, so I'm going to place that simmering basket on the top. Put that on there. So that's going to stop any splashes. That's going to do 2 minutes. Okay, so now it wants, let's just coat everything. You know, like when you seal everything up, that's all that's done. So now we're going to add 500 grams of water. So all you can put in this is 2 litres total. So today I have probably more meat, a little bit more meat than what the recipe says, so I won't be adding the potatoes and everything into this mix, but I will cook potatoes and add them in towards the end when it's done. So now we've got 2 tablespoons of vegetable stock paste. Now guys, this is homemade vegetable stock paste. It's just from all, like what you saw, the scraps from the onions, the celery, the, what else did I put in this one? Tomato, carrots, lots. And it's so rich. So once 2 tablespoons, it just boosts the flavour so much. It's all it is your vegetable leftovers. Throw them in the freezer. Get yourself some salt, some good quality cooking salt. And you cook it in this. It's like 20 minutes or something like that. And it's blended up and it sits in the fridge. If you use less salt, you pop it in the freezer. So now it wants carrots. So I'm going to watch the quantity in there because I have extra meat in there. You can always add extra veg later. Okay, so the carrots are just popped in. Let's see where that level goes up. It's on just on the 2 mark now. So that's all I'm going to pop in. But I am going to put the steamer on the top, so that will work. So then I want time. What is the time? Time. What's that one? What is the time? 4 sprigs. So that's, yeah, that's a spinach. You know, you don't have to be precise. You do it to your own taste. So then I want tomato paste, which I did get out. So it only wants 100 grams of tomato paste, but this actually comes in 140, so guess what? It's all going in because I'm not going to have in the Caravan that little bit of tomato paste sitting around. So why would you? You're going to give this a bit of a stir. Get it, yeah. The Caravan benches in this van are high. Like it is up to waist high, which is good because I don't get a sore back, but it's giving me a sore neck because of reaching up to stir. But anyhow, that's life. So then it wants some bay leaves in for Kimmy because he always seems to get them. It does want another pinch of salt. I don't think, because I put the extra stock paste in, I'm not going to, but it does want some black pepper. It does want a good pinch of black pepper. Oh, it says 2 pinches, so that's 2 pinches. Don't ask me how much is in a pinch because somebody asked me that the other day. So then it's going to cook 45 minutes and you have the best slow cooked beef stew. Beef casserole, beef bourguignon, whatever you want to call it. But the blades are now going to go on reverse and it is going to cook. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see, so that sits on top. This is what we call it the baruma. And what I'm going to do is with the heat of cooking the meat and the vegetables for 45 minutes, because tonight's dinner is this, but the next few nights when you do it will be 1 pot meal. So anything that can be reheated either on the stove, with a power, you can reheat in the Thermomix if you want to drag it out. You know, anything that you can put in here that will reheat will go in, and I will bag it all up in some sealing bags when it's cooled. So I'll maybe make the butternut dumplings tonight, maybe not, depends how far the pot goes. It's getting good. That's just the benefits of having one machine that does everything. Like at home, this is how I would do it. Nothing's changing. I do love carrots and casserole. So, yep. And some more potatoes. And you can see anything you want in here. But after this, I think we're going to look at the underground women's hospital in Mount Isa. So, that goes on there. And this says adios, that goes on there. And that's it. And maybe I'll post a picture of the finish when we're done. Cheers.